Zavi and Alex's
Adventures with Triangles and Proportions. So Alex and I were just hanging around and we decided to go outside because it was sunny. When we went outside, we saw that we had shadows. Whoa, who'd have thought? We found that Alex was 5 feet and 5.6 inches tall. At this time of day, his shadow measured 8 feet and 9 inches long. At the same time of day, a pole with an unknown height had a shadow of 49 feet. This is what we drew about it. This right here is the height of the pole. It's unknown, so we made it X. This over here is Alex's height. At this time of day, this was his shadow, while this was the shadow of the pole. Because these were both at the same time of day, it's obvious that both shadows have to be proportional to the person who the shadow belonged to. The first thing we need to do is convert Alex's height and all the other measurements to be the same unit. We're going to use inches. If Alex is 5 feet and 5.6 inches tall, that means that 5 times 12 equals 60, because there's 12 inches in a foot, plus 5.6 inches brings us to have a measurement of 65.6 inches for Alex's height. Then we have to deal with his shadow. His shadow is 8 feet, 9 inches long. We do the same factor of 8 times 12 to give us the number of inches. 12 times 8 is 96 inches plus 9 inches. Gives us 105. The next thing we have to do is convert the shadow of the pole. We found that the pole shadow measured 4. So we take 49 times 12 and we get 588 inches. So all of the measurements that we've just found are in inches. Now that we have these measurements, we need to set up our proportion. The way our proportion is going to work is we're going to put Alex's height, 56.6 inches, over his shadow length, which is 105 inches. This fraction is equal to X, the unknown height of the pole, over 588, which is the shadow length. The way we solve for X is cross-multiplying. So by multiplying 65.6 times 588, we get 38,572.8 equals 105x. So what happens is if we divide by 105 on both sides, we'll actually find the measurement that is x. So when we divide, we get 307 point. The next thing we do is take this number and convert it to yards. So we have 367.36 inches. The factors we need: 12 inches, 1 foot, and there is 3 feet in 1 yard. What this ends up giving us is 367.36 divided by 36, equaling 10.2 yards. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the X and the height of the pole.
Zavi is 5 feet 2.6 inches tall. At this time of day, her shadow measures 8 feet 5.6 inches. At the same time of day, a tree with an unknown height has a shadow of 45 feet and 3 inches. So now we have the Zavi's height set up as a proportion to the pole's height. As you can see, the height 8 feet 5.6 inches which is Zavi's shadow, is proportional to the pole shadow of 45 feet 3 inches. However, Zavi's height of 5 feet 2.6 inches is proportional to the shadow's height. However, we do not know what the shadow's height is. So first, like we did in my height, we had to convert all these units into inches. So, as you can see, in Zavi's height, Zavi's shadow, and the tree shadows, which are all the factors we currently know, we times them by 12 because there are 12 inches into a feet. So first we did 5 feet times 12 inches, and we got 60 inches. Then we added the 2.6 inches, which was already in the form of inches, and we got 62.6 inches. For the shadow, we did a similar thing. We did 8 feet times 12, then we added the remaining 5.6 inches. Then we got 96 inches plus 5.6 inches, and we got 101.6. We did the same thing for the tree shadow. 45 feet times 12, which gave us 540 inches, added the 3 inches, which gave us 543 inches. Like in the last problem, we had to start off by cross-multiplying. So we multiplied the 62.6 times 543. Then we multiplied the 101.6 times x. That gave us 33,991.8, which is equal to 101.6.
The reason that we set up our proportions like this is because Zavi's height over the shadow is proportionate to the height of the tree over the tree's shadow.
Next, we divide both sides by 101.6, which gives us 334.56 inches.
Okay, you ready?
Alright. In order to convert this measurement into yards, we use the train track method to figure that out. First, we put 1 foot over 12 inches. Next, we do 1 yard over 3 feet. We times the bottom two together, which gives us 36. So that we divide 334.56 divided by 36, and that will give us our answer, which is 9.29 yards.
Meaning that our tree is 9.29 yards tall because that is proportional to its shadow.